This is HeKnowsFitness Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all, let's get on to it. But before we get on to the video, make sure you check out the second channel, HeKnowsFitness. We're bringing you guys quick, fast, and effective workouts that's going to yield lasting results. Let me say it again. We're going to bring you guys quick, fast, and effective workouts that's going to yield lasting results. Anyone, even at the basic and most elementary level, can do these workouts. Check out that channel. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, and share to that channel, HeKnowsFitness. The link is in the description. Check it out. Now let's get on to the video. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I can't wait for this documentary to come out. And let me explain why I can't wait for it. Because this documentary is going to enhance the basketball world's mind. It's going to show people who Michael Jeffrey Jordan is in his final moment of basketball. See, we have to look at the totality of things. Yesterday on the live stream, we sat here and argued the difference between alphas and betas as it relates to basketball. A lot of people have these titles mixed up. On the basketball court, what is an alpha? What is a true alpha on the basketball court? This is a guy who doesn't care how he wins. He just goes out there and gets the job done and wins. Let me say it again. This is a guy who doesn't care how he wins. Whether if it's points, rebounds, assists, whether if it's free throw shooting, whether if it's defense, whether if it's just sheer will, instinct, indomitable will, whether if it's just the intangibles of raising up the level of competition and intimidating his opponents, getting into his opponents' heads, using each and every strategy that's at his disposal to win the game, as long as he does what he has to do to win the game. That is what we call true alpha, or alpha when it pertains to basketball. Now, what is a beta? A beta as it pertains to basketball is a LeBron James. 3 for 9, abysmal 33% NBA Finals average. A James Harden. A Tony Romo, aka Zab Judah of basketball. A Russell Westbrook. A guy who thinks he has an alpha mindset, but he actually lacks the alpha game. A Stephen Curry. High octane beta, aka alpha wannabe. These are what we call betas of basketball. You guys have to understand that. So when someone comes out of their mouth and gets slid to the mouth and tells you that Kevin Durant is not a true alpha or alpha as it pertains to the basketball court, they don't know nothing about basketball. You have to question everything as it pertains to their basketball knowledge. Because Kevin Durant's legacy is cemented. See, this is the stuff that I keep trying to teach people and they don't understand it. So let me rewind that because that needs to marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me? Hear me? Well, you have to look at the totality of what the guy brought to the table. Kevin Durant is a 67% NBA Finals average performer. Do you understand what that means? That means that he is in the upper echelon of the NBA Pantheon of Greatness. What is the NBA Pantheon of Greatness? It's when you average 50% or more NBA Finals average. The guy went to the NBA Finals 3 times and he picked up 2 chips. The next generation is not going to be sitting here talking about Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Golden State Warriors. They're not going to be looking at all of these microcosm nuances that took place. They're going to be looking at the end all and be all. Let me say it again. They're going to look at the end all and be all. What was the final verdict? What was the completion? What was the absolution of this guy's career? If Kevin Durant doesn't pick up a basketball anymore, his legacy is cemented. Do you know how many NBA players haven't won an NBA championship, let alone won 1? The guy went to 3 NBA Finals and won 2. That's beyond cemented. His legacy is greater than a Jerry West, who's 1 for 9, 11.6 by the way, but that's the NBA logo. But you're going to sit here and say that Kevin Durant? Come on, man. What are you guys smoking? Wilt Chamberlain, he has 2 titles. But how many times did he go to the NBA Finals? Don't get me started. Oscar Robertson, how many NBA Finals he has? 1. Kevin Durant's already ahead of these guys. As a matter of fact, Isaiah Thomas has 2 titles, right? But how many times did he go to the NBA Finals? 2. Kevin Durant went 3 times. Kawhi Leonard, another true alpha when it comes to the basketball court. How many finals has he gone to? 3. How many has he won? 2. How many finals MVP does he have? 2. You see the trend here? When you win 1 finals MVP, it puts you in a different type of company, right? When you win 2, it puts you in a rarefied company. And when you win 3 or more, it puts you in distinction. Let me say it again. When you win 1 Finals MVP, it puts you in a different type of company. When you win 2, it puts you in distinction. When you win 3, it puts you way above the fray, and basically it puts you in a different level. That's what Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard have done. They've won 2. So they are in what we call a different type of level. Remember, like Meek Mill say, there's levels to this shit, man. There's gears. These guys have displayed it. LeBron James has gone 9 times and has won 3. Every 3 attempts, he's won 1 time. Basically, he's giving you 33% off of every 3 attempt, and he's giving you 33% in total completion. That is a guy that has performed underneath the upper echelon on the NBA Pantheon of Greatness. You know what we call this? The lower echelon of the NBA Pantheon of Greatness. He belongs there with the Jerry West's of the world, the Wilt Chamberlains of the world. These are the people that he belongs to at their truest and their most properest levels. So when we sit here and we look at what a player like Michael Jordan means to the sport, we have to see what he's defined as in his last dance. He is defined as absolution. A guy that is 6 for 6, never let that thing go to 7, has won 100% of the times. You can't defeat that. So anyone that wants to sit here and try to compare against that, they either don't know basketball, they either need to be retrained on the game of basketball, or they don't even understand what basketball is all about. Basketball is about winning when it's all said and done. This is why I keep trying to tell people, when the next generation come by, they're not going to be looking at everything that happened. They don't care what happened in your generation. They care what happened when it's all said and done. And when it's all said and done, they're going to look at the totality of what MJ brought to the table, and they're going to say, this guy was perfect in the NBA Finals. So because he was perfect, he was 100%. By acclamation, we have to call him the NBA GOAT. That's how it works. Kobe Bryant ranks higher than a Kawhi Leonard and a Kevin Durant because he's what? 71.4% NBA Finals average. And Kobe would even tell you, to him, that's a failure, because of the fact that he lost to the Boston Celtics and he lost to the Detroit Pistons. Matter of fact, he said that in his interview when he had that Muse interview with Ahmad Rashad, and he said that at that time, that he failed because he should have won every time. That's the distinction between a true alpha and an alpha as it pertains to basketball, as opposed to a beta. A true alpha and an alpha as it pertains to basketball wants to win each and every single time. Losing to them is a failure. Whereas a beta, when it comes to basketball, they don't mind that they failed, just as long as they arrive to the dance. That's all that matters. Stephen Curry has won 3 titles. He has 0 Finals MVP. That is a beta of basketball. James Harden hasn't even won nothing. We don't even know what we're going to call that. That's even worse than the B word. Russell Westbrook hasn't won nothing. We don't even know what we're going to call that. LeBron James, 3 for 9, abysmal 33% NBA Finals average. I keep saying these things over and over again so it can stick. Not 3-6 Mafia, 3-9 Mafia. So people need to understand, when you look at the totality of things and you start peeling the layers of the onion, what you see is a player that has not produced and has not developed and has not done what he was supposed to. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, on the other hand, has not only met expectations, he's beyond exceeded it. Let me say it again. He has not only met expectations, he's beyond exceeded it. Just like he said in 1982 when he made that shot, he went from Mike Jordan to Michael Jordan. You know why? Because they had James Worthy, a college standout, on that team. MJ put the ball in his hands and said, we don't care that we have this standout. I'm the guy that's the closer. I'm the Mariano Rivera here. Game on the line, 15 seconds left. Give me the ball and get the hell out of my way. That was the first iteration of what we saw in that microcosm form of Michael Jordan. And isn't it ironic? He started his career with the last second shot in North Carolina, and he ended his career in 1998 against Brian Russell with a last second shot. That's absolution. That's undefeatedness. And that's what we call NBA GOAT material. That is what we define as a true alpha, or alpha as it pertains to basketball. Anybody else that tells you otherwise, like the Charles Barkley commercial, is uncivilized. This is He Knows the Sport. checking out.